Through the first quarter of the season, hard to believe, I know, as we kick off in this Week 5 contest. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So the Saints offense taking over for the first time here. And leading the way is their fourth-year QB.
A win is a win for him, whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team-first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just 1 touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end.
Throwing on their first play. And he goes down. The Falcons got to him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. They kick the running back in motion. Hits his running back. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Well, this is exactly what the defense wants to do to these quarterbacks. You want to speed them up, and the best way to do it is to hit them and bring them to the ground. Conversely, they've got to figure out offensively how to protect. If you can't protect, you can't execute, you can't do anything offensively.
Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a first down.
Automatic first down.
This drive should have been over, partner, but running into the punter gives him new life and this first down. Running it after the penalty, and he's able to manage a couple on that run. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 37. Caught quickly on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Putting the tight end in motion. To the air now on first and 10. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's taken down at the 30. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down. Looking to the air here. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They motion the slot man right. Second and 10 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. All right, set now, first and 10. Working inside the red zone. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, New Orleans. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Extra point attempt coming up. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. Has it at the 11. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And we'll get a chance to see someone still in the early stages of their career, this third-year QB.
He's one of the select group of quarterbacks where when he takes the field, everyone, and I mean everyone, takes notice. He's part of the game's elite, or the game's most important position, and it really is a spectacle, Kate, anytime he leads an offense out, because you know he's capable of plays that other quarterbacks in this league simply cannot make.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that. There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
They'll run now on second down. And he gets across midfield and into Saints territory. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on third down. Looking for a throw here. He has the first over the middle. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. They'll run here on first down. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes them back quite a ways. They bring their tight end left. Setting up a throw. Searches from the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down. He'll throw it. He's got it over the middle. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, maybe you gave the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 31-yard play. And now they have a first and goal.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
From the red zone now. He brings it in. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. 8 yards to go as they get set on second and goal. They'll throw it again. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they're left with third and goal. Here's a throw. Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got fourth down. The Falcons calling the field goal team's number this time. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
He stopped on the return at the 27. Second drive coming up for the Saints offense. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
And he's short of the first after a mild gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Completed over the middle. And this one doesn't go far.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Hits him on the out route. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 48. Short pass brought in. And they make the tackle at the 38. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. So that's one quarter gone in a battle of NFC South rivals. Neither side separating much so far. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. We're back for the second quarter. Saints in possession of the football. They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. From the 31. Completed to his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
This one's caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow. In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. Starting from the 5. He's got a lane up past the 30. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The Falcons taking the field for their second drive. And they take over down 10-3 following that score. Play action on first down. He's hardly won't risk something here and just chucks it away.
There was almost no resistance offered against the rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. 6 yards the pick up there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4. He's dropping back to throw. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And there won't be a return here. This punt is out of bounds. They'll say inside the 40. The Saints come marching onto the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Pass play on 1st and 10. Connects on the crosser. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. Motion man sent left. To throw it on 1st down. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Trying to throw here out of the gun. That's caught for the 1st. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Back to throw now. This throw is caught. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints take a 13-point lead. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Now they'll try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints double their lead to 14. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now here come the Falcons on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. He's got a man left. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. No gain there, and that'll bring up 4th and a few.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they're going to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
The Falcons getting ready for the punt. Takes it in at the 26. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Saints are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Even though there's a lot of game time left here, Kate, this just feels like a must for the defense. A little bit of desperation. You cannot allow this offense to find the end zone again, in a massive sack on first down. Well, that's the right way to begin this series defensively.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Another try following the sack. Dump off caught by his back. And he's tackled for a short gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Dialing up a receiver screen. Has some daylight through the 40. Keeps it moving. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Hits his running back. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They're going play action. Looking for... Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Yeah, this is one of the occasions, Kate, where this defense got to just keep chopping wood. Keep chopping wood. I know they're a little more careful about actually having axes in locker rooms anymore after injuries, but the mantra is the same. You can't look at the scoreboard nor worry about what your offense is doing. You got to keep punishing your opponent.
Slot receiver headed left. To the air, 3rd and long. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Now we'll have a field goal try coming up for the Saints. He was money on his first field goal, Brock. His second coming a little inside of 50 yards. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that makes this a 3-score game.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Fielded at the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. Here's the Falcon offense headed out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Taking a look at that scoreboard, and you just can't backwards. If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. Had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again following the sack. Throwing the out route complete. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. Throw on 3rd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. We have a timeout here. 2nd one taken by New Orleans. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. They're out now, ready to punt it. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he'll haul in this punt. Fair catch made at the 45-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Saints will get set to take over. New set of downs for him from the 46. They go play action on first. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
You throw it in the middle of the field, it's all about anticipation and accuracy. I mean, those are the two keys all the time in my book, Kate. But when you throw it in the middle of the field with all of the traffic, that's where guys with great anticipation and that tremendous accuracy come to life.
Running back sent in motion. Completed over the middle. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. They get 19, and now they're going to have first and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. First and goal here. Throwing from the gun. And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. They'll try again from the 4. It's second and goal. Throwing it again here. And he will score. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints get more points to end a lopsided first half. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
They'll try this extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints make it a 24-point ball game. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. All right, snap and a quick kneel down, and the final few seconds are going to lapse here in our first half. So we're at halftime here in beautiful New Orleans, and it's the Saints who've got the lead as we head to the break. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where you see the final score there. 31-14, the final.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Starting from the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Falcons offense now with the football first to begin quarter number 3. In that first half, they just couldn't keep up the pace, but they're going to be the ones setting the pace here to begin this third quarter. Short pass brought in. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Second and 3 now. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. They'll try and throw it here. Hits him on the out route. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Falcons will have a first. They'll throw it again. Hauled in left side. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. Here's a give up the middle. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. It was the rookie from USC who got there for that tackle. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They give it to him again. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. They made it to single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. Back to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
He's throwing for it. And he goes down. The pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. Trying to chip away at that lead, but just not able to figure it out there to take another 2 points off.
Yeah, every one of these calls at this juncture of the game tells a story, and right now that story being told is this crew is feeling the pressure trying to chip away at those points. Maybe a little over-aggressive, as now they're still down big.
The Saints ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he gets his offense forward to the 44-yard line. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. They kick the running back in motion. From the 44 here on 2nd down. Dumped off to his running back. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Pass play coming here. Complete beyond the marker. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Completed to his running back. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the 33 on 2nd down. Running in the red zone. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. And now it'll be 3rd and goal. He's going to throw this one. And he will score. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints push their lead further to start the half. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints grow their lead yet again. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. Return starts at the 9. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Falcons headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And this has become must-score territory now every time out as they trail by a full 4 possessions in this second half. Throwing now from the gun. Gets the feet in. That's a catch.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 30 on second down. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he reaches the 35 before going out. 3rd and just 2 to go. Pass play now. He has the first over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
And this run's limited to a minimal gain up to about the 44. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Dropping back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They're going play action. He's got a man left. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
He's got it over the middle. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Give him 8 yards on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Still sticking with the passing game. Throwing the out route complete. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. 2nd and 6 coming up here. He'll throw it yet again. Completed over the middle. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Back to the well again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle.
And oh, he got it! Interception! And the Saints are going to have it, and he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
Red zone defense, it is a part of the practice week at least twice, Thursdays, Fridays, even tuning it up on Saturdays, because it's all about protecting in the red zone. And not only protecting points, but taking the ball away. That is a gold star effort by the defense.
New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. And you can see in these clips quite an extensive highlight reel he's put together in what is a 4-touchdown game for him already.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this guy's in the zone. I know in hoops, sometimes shooters say that hoop looks and that basket looks enormous. Right? I know on a golf course you're thinking, man, everything is a birdie. For this guy today, 4 touchdowns on the ledger, he's made it look easy.
Here's a handoff up the gut. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Back-to-back carries here. He's up again. And all the way up to the 42-yard line before he stopped. The end result there, 15 yards and a first. Another carry for him. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. From the gun, here's a handoff. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down. Changing things up, they're going to throw now. Pass is caught at the 9. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Just 1 yard on 1st and goal. Still 4 yards to go on 2nd. Back now, pressure on its way. It's a New Orleans touchdown. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
Now they'll try to knock the extra point through. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Saints continue piling on to this lead. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Falcons ready for their next possession. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. Short pass brought in. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. They're throwing it. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. Throwing it again here. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it second down. They'll throw it again. Passing struggles, bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. They'll throw it. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Hunter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Blown back, gets the handoff. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Saints on their way to their third win of the year. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Now we're on the counter. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain on second down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6. Here's the one back on the handoff. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Only 1 yard that time, partner, so this is going to bring up 4th down and 5. Here comes the Saints punting unit. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. He punted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. And he can't find anything as he goes out of bounds. Nothing on that return. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Falcons will take over. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. And the Saints came marching home, and they dropped him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you're on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just sling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
So it's a win for the Saints. And they draw first blood against a division rival. They'll go on the road later this year with a chance at completing that season sweep. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Saints as we say so long from New Orleans.